What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of The Shy Season 4, Episode 2, Cooley High. So let's just get into it. First of all, let me just tell you, I feel like this season is really going to be a good season because so far I am enjoying it. I have really no real complaints about it. I like the direction that it's going so far. But let's just get into it. Bitch, I was going to record this video last night when it came out at 12 or 11 my time, but the neighbors, bitch, they shut the music off for a few seconds and then turned that bitch up to the maximum level, pulled the mic out, all that hollering, drunk, and taking turns on the mic, and then the band came out. It was just like, y'all already know the issues that be going on over here, okay? But anyway, let's just get into the video, the episode. So we start off with Emmett. Okay, listen, let me tell you something. Emmett is going to let his guilty conscience get the best of him, okay? And I just need him to go ahead and to tell Tiffany the truth, okay? Because this last week episode, you got him being all nervous when Tiff came in there to talk to Dom at Smokey's, and then sitting there sweating bullets while they was watching Soul Food, trying to blame it on the edibles. No, it was because you feeling guilty, okay? This episode, he waking up from a cold sweat of a nightmare that he was having. Tiffany found out that, he was messing around with Dom, and she was trying to kill him with a knife, was chasing him around the house with a knife. You gonna kill me in front of my son with my son right there in the next row? Nigga, hell yeah. What that baby ain't finna save you and ain't stop you from doing what you was doing. So this ain't gonna stop you from getting cut, bitch. But anyway, so when that happened, she woke him up, and he was just like, man, I just had a nightmare or whatever. She said that's what you get for eating them flaming hots or whatever at night, all that stuff. It's trying to make it seem like everything is cool. Later on, we get she's about to go to this studio called Gravity with these rappers, and he don't want her to go out there because it's a bad part of the town, I guess. And them niggas, he was like, them niggas be actually doing what they be rapping about, okay? She was like, calm down, people don't like they weed or the late or whatever, because she's still the weed lady. She just changed into edibles and stuff like that, and she was like, I'm going over there, and it's a female rapper, okay? It's Dreezy, all right? So I was like, oh, okay, Dreezy. I said, Emmett, calm down. I just want him to go ahead and tell her. By the end of this episode, he better have told her, because I can't keep on going with this. Like, he making me nervous that something gonna spill out. Like, bitch, like, no. Okay? Meanwhile, we got Kevin, all right? Lil Kev is just... he going through the motions, all right? He playing his video games on his phone. His mom telling him to turn it off. And him and Dre, Nina and Dre asking him, how you feel about going on the college tours and all this stuff. And, he don't really care for it. He just has this dirty, not dirty, but nasty, nonchalant ass attitude towards his parents at this point, or to Nina and Dre at this point, because of the things that's been going on. And even Nina had to tell him, listen, I'm not finna be putting up with the bullshit that you've been doing. Like, you've been doing a whole lot, coming in drunk and high and all this stuff. And I'm just like, so y'all know he's doing this. And 9 out of 10, when we think that the parents don't know what's going on and we be trying to sneak and do shit, they know. They're just waiting for your ass to get caught the fuck up, or for you to tell them. Okay, that's all that it is. So they can be like, bitch, I knew, bitch, and I knew you was doing that shit. Now get up in there. They talking about something. We finna put you on punishment because everything else ain't working. We finna take your phone. We finna give you a flip phone. We finna take your video games and your TV and stuff like that. Now, see, I don't feel like parents be doing punishment like that no more, because that's the type of punishments that I had back in the day, and that shit used to kill me. Put my TV back in my goddamn room. Okay, where's my game? Where's my music? No, bring me back my music. No, bitch, you will get it in the next couple of weeks, and you're gonna go up in there, you're gonna wash them dishes for the next 2 weeks, and you're gonna clean that whole kitchen for the next 2 weeks. Okay, that's what you gonna do. Okay, and what you gonna say about it? What you want to add some more? That was my mama after she done gave us a whooping. Okay, we need more discipline like that. Okay, spare the wide, spoil the goddamn child. Pop that nigga. Okay, I ain't say beat his ass. I said pop that nigga. Boop boop boop. Okay, a couple of pops to here there. But then again, the way Kevin mouth was, I don't know, like his little attitude, like this drinking. I told y'all last week, I'm just not here for it. Okay, it's one thing for the kids to start smoking because most of these kids do start smoking young. I'm just gonna put it out there. That's what happened, especially if you in the hood and shit like that. You start smoking a little bit younger, 14, 15 years old and all that stuff, probably even 13. But this drinking shit and the way that he was drinking, like he was turning into a fucking alcoholic on that course, I don't like that, just to numb his pain. And his mama even told him, you gotta not self-medicate because I know you're going through some stuff, but you can't self-medicate. He gets pissed off about the fact that the cheese puff's gone because Keisha done ate them. She eating for two at this point, and Dre was like, well, the way that we don't find no family for this baby, it might as well gonna be another mouth up in here to feed. He said, fuck that. Nina came over there and popped the shit out of him. I said, oh, you gotta be respectful. Let me tell you something. I ain't started cursing. Like, listen, if I curse in front of my mama, I apologize. Like, because sometimes it just slip out. But, baby, when I was a teenager and I was a kid, I did not do that. I did not do that. Like, what is going on with these new kids these days? Y'all just feel comfortable doing shit like that? No. Okay? Keisha, speaking of little Keisha so stressed out. Keisha got her little, job, it looked like at the Salvation Army Goodwill, thrift store, I should say. And the boss, when you just got to keep a job because you really need the money or you just need something to do at this particular point and it's just something to get your mind off of shit for right now, because the way that boss was, no, you got to do it like this. I need to see the numbers this way. I'm a little OCD. No, you got to pour the tape like this. Okay? No, you got to, don't lean on the glass. Okay? Go put this up. And while she was putting some clothes on the rack, one of her friends, Keisha, and I think this the one when was it Keisha? No, that's Keisha. One of her friends, and I believe it was the girl that said, I don't know where Keisha at. Mind you, she was going talking to some dude that I was talking to or that I like or some shit. She was real petty with it. So she didn't care that Keisha was gone and all that shit, you know. And she was surprised that Keisha was pregnant, and she looked at her stomach. Keisha was hurting her stomach, and they had this uncomfortable air about them. You could tell that they once was friends and now they're not. Like things have changed, but they're not enemies. And I hate when friendship dissolves like that. Like it just came to a natural end. Moving on from that, we got Jada. She getting ready and she got a young masseuse boy Emmett friend up in the house. And let me tell you something, I don't know what it is, and I think this is true. I ain't never had it before. I ain't never had no older woman. Okay, I would love it. I'm talking about some older woman, like 10 years older than me, really mature, 10 years plus older than me, mature as hell, been around the world, and they know exactly what it is that they want and how they want their thing. You know what I'm saying? And they can show you some tricks. I ain't never experienced that. I would like to, but I ain't never experienced that. And I feel like it'll get me caught up just like it got this little young boy caught up. He up here talking to her like, first of all, you went from just being her, 2 o'clock appointment maybe 2 times a week, okay? Masseuse, okay? That means massage my back and give me a happy ending. Massage my back and massage my clit, okay? That's all that you needed to do. Hit that G-spot and get the fuck out. Now you coming up in here asking, hey, baby, so, you wanted me to go with you to your high school reunion? Nah, I don't want you going with me with my high school reunion. Then I have to tell them people how to define us. Bitch, I don't even know what we are. Like, what are we? I said, no, we not finna ask these questions. I said, Jada, I don't know. I don't know about Miss Young Sir. I don't know about Mr. Young Sir, okay? Because he looked like he already attached and he catching feelings or whatever. Cut the little boy loose before he go a little bit deeper, okay? Meanwhile, we got Trig. Trig is going through it because he's still feeling the after effects of the fact that his brother got, hurt. Okay, and he's having flashbacks. So I'm going to assume, because I looked at it again, and I think it was the cop at the end of last week's episode when him and Imani was outside in the alley or whatever underneath the tracks, and then they saw that dude that was running, and they beat his ass. I think it was the cop that beat Jake's ass. And so at this point, it's just all that he can do for the time being to get a little bit of relief or what or payback for what he did to, Jake. And, Imani is trying to comfort him, and, it was like, you can't save the world. You can't save the world. You can't fix everything. And that's the least that he could have did. You know what I'm saying? And I love the dynamic between Trig and Imani. And let me just put it out here. We all know that Imani is a trans woman, all right? And I love the fact that Luke James, a straight man, has no problem being in a show and being in a relationship, portraying a relationship as a heterosexual man with a trans woman. I love the fact that he took on this role and he is playing the part, and they actually look like they fit together, like the chemistry is real. So apply to him, because it's a lot of people that wouldn't do that. It's a lot of straight men in Hollywood that would not do that, or I should say straight men in Hollywood that wouldn't do that. So they doing a phenomenal job. We got Jake finna get ready for the college tour too, and he was putting stuff in his bag and he see a box of condoms and Monty standing in the door. And first of all, that debate that they had about sugar on grits and cheese on grits, let me tell you how to make grits. Throw them in the trash. That's all you gotta do. I don't eat grits, okay? I don't eat grits. So y'all I can't. I said one day I'm gonna try it again and see if my taste changed. But for right now, throw that shit in the trash. Debate ended. Moving on from that, it was some condoms on Jake's bed. He looked at him and was like, them ain't mine. She said, I know, I gave them to you, okay, because I'm not dumb, and just so you can be safe in case you do some shit out there on that college tour. Trig comes in there, and I love this scene. Like, their relationship has come such a long way, because Jake was so resistant to try to get to know Trig and, have Trig in his life, because Trig wasn't there when he was younger. Okay. And then Douda took him under his wings, and then now he got to get from under him, and now he's back with Trig. And to see them have this brotherly bond, and, Trig telling him, I hope you're okay. It's okay to be not okay. And he said, no, it's not. We have to be okay. That's how it is with black people, especially black men or whatever. We expect it to be okay and hold and shoulder all of that, anger and frustration. They can't show signs of weakness. You know what I'm saying? So that was a pivotal and important part what that was said. And, you know, he was like, I'm here if you need to talk. And when he was leaving out, Jake turned around and said, love you. I was like, bitch, I take it, because that's how I be telling people love you. I don't say I love you, I say love you. Because saying it comes out my mouth, I be meaning it, but it just sounds weird coming out my mouth. So I was like, oh my God, that was really cute. That was really cute. I liked it. I said, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So they're on the bus to go on this college tour. We got Gemma and Kevin sitting next to each other. She want to do a little picture, like video montage of, vlogging about her going on this college tour, and she's seeing all this stuff, and then she asking Kevin, she's all intellectualizing everything, and Kevin was like, she said, how do you feel about going on a college tour? He was like, I mean, it's whatever. It already looked like Kevin had shit, okay? I'm just gonna say that. And once again, I'm not liking it. And at this point, she was like, I can't do this. I can't post that, okay? I need people to show that we are equally yoked, okay? That you match my equal. I said, hold the fuck up. Now, let me tell you something. Gemma, I like you because you a little chocolate girl, and I'm glad that Kevin chose a little chocolate girl or whatever. But baby, this you're doing a little bit much, okay? And you're gonna run this boy off, all right? Especially given what he's going through right about now. A cop car come past with the sirens. He's like that, you know what I'm saying? He's going through it. He over there looking at Jake and asking him how his arm is. Jake barely says anything to him and said, he all right. It'll be healed in a couple of days or so. And that's it. Little whitefish comes sit down next to him. And then she was like, oh my God, how are you? He was like, yeah, I'm okay. My arm will be cool in a couple of months. Okay, he told Kevin days, and he told her a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy that was going on. And she was like, oh my God, like, you're so brave. That the way that you standed up to those racist cops, and it's very messed up for what they did to you. I wish there was something I could do for you. Girl started rubbing on his legs. I said, are y'all like, how old are y'all? They're like 15 years old, right? They have to be like sophomores at this point. And I said, oh my God. He was like, I know a few things you can do. Kevin looking at this motherfucker like, bitch, you only gave me 2 words, and you perk up when this little white girl comes sit down next to you. I said, listen, I don't want no trouble in a relationship. Please don't do that, okay? Please don't do that. So then we get my nigga Douda. Okay, Douda shows up at the hospital, and Gemma's daddy is there with him. So I guess Gemma daddy is on his staff or whatever. Cause I forget that he did endorse her Douda or whatever, because he ain't want to endorse Lena. You know what I'm saying? Cause she was a gay and she was a woman, and that's what it was. Okay. Um, but he talking about what he want to do and all that stuff and woo woo woo, and basically Douda is there at the hospital where the cop, because it was the cop that got his ass beat. All right, it was a whole bunch of cops out there, got cops guarding it, and Douda is on the warpath at this point because he's pissed off. Not only did you just beat up another child, a black child that didn't do nothing, and he was actually looking at the footage. You beat up his somebody that's close to him. And truth be told, I feel like Jake, listen, it's a theory going out there that Jake probably do that son. Okay? In real life. In real life. I'm talking about on here in real life. Like he could be the daddy, okay? And I don't put it past him because he's a little bit too attached to Jake. All right. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I think that's his son because he did know the mama. He did know the mama. Go back either last season, they explained that, or the season before when he first got into that. Yeah, I think it was last season when Trig came out. Yeah, so I think that's his daddy. Anyway, or some type of relations. Moving on from that, he go up in there talking to the cop. He all scared and looking all fucked up and everything. And he was basically like, so why did you do this? He was like, because Jake Taylor, attacked me. He said define attack. He was resisting arrest. He said, okay, so now one time did he say that the boy hit him, the boy tried to pummel him to the ground, the boy kicked him, the boy struck him in any type of way. He just said that he resisted arrest. And when he told him that he wanted his ID, and he was like, why did you need to see his ID? He said, because it's procedure. He said, no, it's not. Okay. And he said, let me just tell you this. You're my subordinate at this point, and I can do whatever the fuck it is that I need to do. He said, so this is what you gonna do every time, we take down one of these motherfuckers that do shit to us or whatever. He was like, no, are you a dirty cop? And he said, bitch, what? He said, listen, first of all, no. It do not open up his file. He said, it looks like you have had plenty of freaking instances where you coming at black people, black boys and stuff like this. And he was like, I've been on the force for 18 years. And he was like, it's a whole lot more than what you think, okay? Trying to make it seem like, oh, I've been on the force for 18 years, so therefore, you have a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there. He was like, no, it's a hell of a lot more, okay? It's a pattern. That's why he asked him, do you think you're a bad cop? Are you a bad cop? That's what it is. And it was like, listen, I'm a vet, and I go home, and I gotta leave my wife and kids every day, and they not know when I'm coming home, if I'm coming home. And dude, I said, us, we too, okay? We're the exact same. And I love the fact, and it was smart that dude I didn't put out there that Jake is his some type of, he knew who Jake was, because then they would say, oh, you're running off emotions, like pure emotions, like he is running off emotions, but then, it's not just a black kid got unjustly manhandled and beat up or whatever by the cops again. No, it's now the narrative is like, oh, he's seeking revenge because he knows this boy. We don't want that narrative to come out there. All right. Now you got Rose and Gemma daddy trying to talk him down or whatever after he come from in there, and then he talking to the press. Bitch, he gonna tell the press that the cop is gonna be fired. He is no longer a police officer. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I said, this Chicago, this is a little too fantastical, because baby, they don't do that shit out here. They don't do that shit nowhere. They don't do that shit. Okay, I said, mayor be damn. All right, they don't do that shit. That is not the procedure, bitch. I said, Douda, this ain't the move. Now, granted, Douda came up in there and did what we want Lori Lightfoot ass to do out here in Chicago, bitch. But there is procedures and shit and investigations that have to be had, in order to just go ahead and fire a motherfucker like that. I granted you are the boss, but bitch, protocol, okay? I said, wow, you just put a big ass target on your back, bitch, okay? Girl, Rose and Jim and Daddy had to tell him when they came up in there because they was listening to the news and all this stuff and talking about what he was doing. He was like, so y'all up in here talking about me. She was like, listen, this ain't the move that you was supposed to do, okay? I'm just trying to tell you to be careful. He was like, I don't need to be careful out in these streets. I said, Douda, 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 I get where you're coming from. You think you're invincible. You think you're this badass motherfucker because you are to the streets. But you don't have just the streets to worry about no more. You have a whole nother gang to worry about, and that is the police, the fraternal brotherhood. Bitch, them motherfuckers are devious. Them motherfuckers don't play. They will fucking kill your ass and cover that shit up and go back to job like ain't nothing else happened. Just like niggas out on the street, bitch, okay? You got people coming at you left and right. And not only did you got that, you, oh my God, like, I'm sorry. I feel scared for what's gonna happen to them because these cops, we can't stand them, but they crooked as fuck, especially out here in Chicago. All right, that's why they call us the Windy City. The Windy City is because of all the dirty politics and dirty dealings and crookedness that be going on. It's not even nothing to deal with the wind or whatever. It's dealing with politics and shit. And we are one of the most corrupt ass cities. And then you throw the cops up in there, bitch. Douda probably got shot by a cop at his own fucking fundraiser or whatever thing it was in the beginning of the episode last week. That's probably like, bitch, it's so many people that could have had shot that man. We just don't fucking know at this point. I said, you setting it up and they trying to tell him. And Jim and Daddy was like, you can't do this. You know, we about this bid about the Olympics. We can fuck bringing the Olympics in. He said, first of all, that ain't even my concern. Okay, that's yours. And he was like, that's the reason why I voted for you. He was like, no, you voted for me and you backed me because you didn't want to back a woman. And you do work for me, bitch. Okay? He has to humble that motherfucker for a second. And Rose was like, you gonna get yourself killed. He said, bitch, is that a threat? She was like, no, it's not a threat. I'm just telling you to be fucking careful. Okay? You know, he's so power hungry at this point, and it's understandable because he's dealing with the emotions because he's tightly close to Jake, you know. And I said, this ain't gonna end well for Douda. If they take my baby daddy out of here, I'm gonna feel some type of way, okay? I'm gonna feel it's gonna hurt me to my core. Shoot him, graze him in the side or whatever. If the bullet go in him, be able to get that bullet out or let it be a through and through. Let it not hit any vital organs and let him survive. Let him come back next season, bitch. Don't play with me. Anyway, moving on from that. What else was going on in this episode? Papa and little Maisha, they up in there trying to make a little sound, you know, soundproof the studio, his closet or whatever to make a studio because he's trying to make a little podcast. And, you know, he just want to do something. You know, he feels like he could have did something more, you know, because to stop what happened to Jake. And, you know, Maisha said we was there recording and we're speaking out about it now, and that can help, you know, lessen some of the stuff that's been going on. And, you know, he talking about something he gonna have Van Jones as a guest on his podcast. I said, of all people, Van Jones, that nigga straddled the fence like a motherfucker. But okay, you know, he on this side, in the middle, bitch. We don't know where he gonna go. And Maisha was like, he is not gonna be on your podcast. He said I sent him a DM and he was like, good young man or something like that. And he said, which means that he's gonna be on there. She said, no, that is not. Okay, he was just being nice. And he was like, wait a minute, that's what you do? You supposed to be the credit to my Martin. What you talking about? You supposed to be supporting me. I said, don't do this, okay? These little kids got grown ass people problems already, all right? And I don't know how I feel about it, okay? We got Keisha up in there, you know, doing her job. And Darnell comes in there with Emmett, and you know, he looking for some stuff for his reunion or whatever. And you know, Keisha and Emmett have a little conversation, and Emmett just comes clean to her and was like, listen, I'm going here and tell Tiffany the truth, okay? Which is that I fucked Dom because she deserved it. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to keep on doing the same thing that I'm doing. And she said, well, don't do the same thing that you're doing. Go ahead and tell the truth like I've been told your ass, okay, instead of drawing it out. And see, truth be told, I feel like Tiff would have been mad in the beginning if he would have just went on ahead and told her, because he was still going down that track of being a hoe. okay? But I still feel like she would have had an easier time to forgive him. But at this point, you didn't let the time go past, and you got me around this girl. She around me didn't say nothing. You around me didn't say nothing. And she been all up in the house and all this stuff, and she working. Oh my God, it's just gonna be a bad thing. So if she leaves his ass, I wouldn't be surprised, okay? And I love the fact that Emmett and Keisha went from being fuck buddies to being real good friends and being there for each other. So I love that. Then we got the kids on the college tour. First of all, before we get to that, Trig go pick up an old friend from jail, okay? I said, who this? Jason Reaver, Akuna Matata, bitch. I said, come on, shouty. He all happy or whatever, and he was like, word on the street is that you got a new bitch or whatever. And she said, no, I got a girl, okay, my woman, and what you should call her is Imani. Now see, I love that shit. He corrected him. I ain't got no bitch, I got a woman, okay, a beautiful ass woman. That's what I got, and you can call her Imani. And now I only brought that up because it's this show on HBO called Pause with Sam J. She a lesbian, and she always calling her woman a bitch. She was like, my bitch this, my bitch that. And that don't sit well with me. I don't like that. Okay, we're in a relationship. I'm not your bitch. I'm your woman. All right. But anyway, even sometimes I say that for comedic purposes, but she was saying that shit for serious. Like, I would never call my no. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. But anyway, so that was going on. He finna be staying with them, and I don't know if he knows that Imani is trans. I hope that is not an issue. Okay. But moving on from that, girl, they at the college tour. Gemma giving a little history lesson about how college just basically is a business, and it's nothing but to get up in debt. Okay, you're going to school to get a good job, to get further in debt and debt and all this stuff, and then you got people that rich as hell that didn't even go to school. So it's just a fucking ploy. And I said, bitch, I know that's true. Kevin is annoyed, and she was like, so you mad at me? Because he wasn't giving her the same energy back. And it was like, you mad at me? He was like, no, I'm just tired of hearing you talking. I'm finna go see what's up with Jake. Bitch, he texting Jake. Jake up in the bathroom finna fuck on this little white girl, okay? Mind you, I'm pretty sure he got his text, but he don't care. I said, this division in their friendship, I ain't liking it. Listen, Douda gonna get himself killed. We already know that. Like, well, I hope not, but he gonna get himself hurt, okay? Because he is just pushing it. Not only did he fire that cop, he called a press conference out of the blue and said, bitch, we're about to change some shit. We're about to defund the police. I said, oh, he in Chicago? Girl. He is running off of pure emotions, and I get it. This is what we want. This is what we wish would happen. But baby, it's just, no, this is not how you do it. And of course, it's going to be drawback and blowback or whatever. But he is, when I say a huge ass target on his back and on his family back and on the black community's black back, people of color back, baby, that is what you're doing right now. And I'm just scared for him. I'm scared for my man. Woo! I'm gonna throw a little prayer up for him that he make it through this season, okay? Because he is doing a lot. But I understand. Meanwhile, we got Papa and Maisha, they so cute together. But, they calmed down or whatever from their little issues. He was mad that she was kind of like, just basically doubting the fact that Van Jones was going to be on the show. And, of course, he didn't come on the show. Papa trying to make a video saying that Van Jones, I done DM'd you 3 more times and you left me on red and all this stuff. And Maisha had to look on Twitter to see that he is in fact on the red table talking. He was like, oh, so basically through a little shot, maybe sometimes you will have some time for a lesser known little podcast for the people that actually really matter, instead of going to a famed, talk show like the Red Table Talk, And Maisha was just being there to uplift her man. Like, even though that did happen, I'm sorry that I put it out there, but I got a plan B. So they go up in the closet or whatever, start the little podcast, and she do a little freestyle. Baby, Maisha got bars. I said, all right, that's what you got to do. Support your man. And it was some real shit. Okay, I forgot that her mama did leave her in the house with all them goddamn kids that her brothers and sisters and shit. and had her missing school at the beginning of season one, you know? So yeah, she's come a long way. When you look back from season one to now, you really see the evolution of everybody. Um and most of them have moved forward in a good way. You know what I'm saying? So then we get, Darnell, Jada, Janelle, Jada, Nina, and Dre, they gone with the masseuse boy to their reunion, high school reunion. They dressed up like it's 70s or whatever because apparently they thought that the theme was supposed to be Cooley High and they was gonna dress up or whatever. They come in and they're the only ones that's dressed up. How embarrassing! Because this is what Darnell told them. How do we find this out? Everybody else goes sprinkle out into the crowd or whatever. We got Jada over here with Masseuse Boy, and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." And he was like, "What?" He was like, first of all, he made a joke that shouldn't have been a joke. "Oh, I love this song. My mama used to play this song." He was like, "I'm just playing," because it was an older song from back then. But she was like, "Oh my God, it's my friend of me, Monique coming over here. She used to try to steal my mans and stuff like that. We liked each other, didn't like each other. She tried to steal my man, particularly Darnell. Dude was like, should have let him have it, let him have a, girl, she come over there and she was like, "What's been up? I guess you didn't get the memo. You wasn't on the email. We asked that Cooley High thing because, ain't nobody wanna go out there and find the costumes and shit like that." And it was like, that damn Darnell, all right. And then she looking at old boy, Monique looking at old boy like, "Oh, so how y'all meet?" And she was like, gave her a little massage, and then come to find out, he done massaged and fucked her too. I said, "See, Jada, cut that nigga off, okay? He a little hoe, that's what his business was, and it is what it is at this point." Um, of course, she in her feelings a little bit about it because she wasn't expecting all of that. And she was like, "How many more people you done fucked, okay?" I'm just sitting here like, girl, let it go. Don't even wreck your brain. Then we get to Trig. Trig brings Shy home, okay? Jason Weaver's character. And he has a whole party, a whole bunch of people up in there just smoking up and doing all this stuff, whatever. And Imani is like, "Okay, cool." At first I'm thinking she cool with it, she down with it. Trig introduced Jason to I'm gonna call him Jason. I don't care what his name is on here. Introduced Jason to Imani, and he looking, and I was like, "Oh, what is he about to say?" And he started complimenting her, whatever. "Oh, let me get a hug and all this stuff. You good, you this, you got a sister and all this." Trig had to tell him to calm down because I told you don't disrespect my girl. And he was like, I'm good, I'm good. I just need another one of these right here and give me some drink." He was like, "Nigga, you just got out." He was like, "Listen, I can multitask, okay? I want it all right now." So at this point, he goes over there with Imani. You got Jason going to sit off over there drinking some Henny and playing Jenga, whatever. Imani pulled Trig over there to the side and was like, "I thought you said it was just a few people that was going to come over here. What is this?" He was like, "I know, but you know how niggas can be." She said, "Exactly." He was like, "Okay, cool. I tell him to leave soon." And at this point, it was like, "And I hope you gonna go ahead and bring him back home or whatever." And Trig was like, "This is his home." She was like, "Wait a minute, what?" Because remember, Jason was like, "Are you sure that your girl gonna be okay with me staying?" And he said, "Yes." I hate when y'all do this, okay? Ask a bitch first, okay? Ask ask your spouse first, okay? Because 9 out of 10, she'll probably understand. She or he will probably understand and give you stipulations and say, "Well, let him stay, let him or her stay for like maybe a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and then they gotta go," okay? They probably won't necessarily just outright say no, but you forcing them to say yes, when you just spring it up on them. And she was like, "Okay, he could stay a little bit, but he got to get an apartment, okay?" And he up there, "Man, what a Henny, what some pizza and stuff like that." I said, "This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work, okay?" Because I feel like he gonna try some stuff, and he gonna get Trig. Trig gonna come to find out Trig feels the obligation to help him out because dude was in jail because he did a bid for Trig. That's what he said. So I said, "Oh my God, this ain't gonna work." He gonna hold that over his head. And when that shit happens, you know how niggas be. They will hold that shit over your head forever. Moving on from that, um, this whole shit with Tiffany and Emmett, Tiffany goes over there to Corey Hardrick, Tia Maury husband, okay? He's still on the show. I was like, all right, look at you, you know? And of course, if you remember when you saw him the first time, I think it was last season or whatever, he kept on flirting with her. And he wasn't like doing it on the slide. He was outwardly flirting with her like, listen, bitch, I want you. You know, your man ain't fucking you right and all this stuff. And he's doing the same thing now. You look bored. How Mary likes seeing doing you and all this stuff. And she was like, I could take boredom because I've been with the dude all this time. And with all the shit that he's been going through and putting me through, I take what I can get right now. And, you know, he was like, you don't got to do all that. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, it's just like the setup, because I see the setup of what's going to happen. They keeping him on the show because what's going to happen is once she finds out about Emmett, she probably going to go to him. Okay. And while they was in there doing it, he up there listening to the voices in his head. He got Darnell's voice in his head basically saying, we was going to double up at one point or another. I mean, it is what it is. And he keep on talking out loud like he responded to him. Tiffany just got pissed off and was like, what is going on? Why don't you just tell me what's going on? And he just went on ahead and said, I fucked Dom. And of course she left. Okay. And I was just like, child, she gonna go over there and fuck Corey. Okay. She gonna go over there and fuck Corey. Then we got this shit with Kevin and Jake. They actually talk or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe y'all not on the fence. Maybe it's just a little weirdness that y'all need to get out. The way that, you know, Kevin acting with Gemma, I can see, you know, it's almost like they trying to set it up as to he kind of pushed Gemma into somebody else's arms because of the attitude that he's giving her and all this stuff. And I mean, even if that's the case, why you had to go to Jake to his friend? That's fucked up, okay? And so at this point, you know, we see some college dudes up in there playing video games, and girl, Jake was like, here, go bet them some money because you one of the best video game players and all this shit. So, of course, Kevin was like, okay, cool, because at first he didn't want to, but then he said, okay. He go up in there and play the game with him, and he wins. And next thing you know, some of them was pissed. But one of the dudes was sitting there, was like, you ever did coke? Did you hear the dude that said, damn, that was my money for coke for the week? I said, wait a minute. Y'all just, oh, okay. You know, see, when I was in college, I didn't play around those people. You know what I'm saying? So dude was like, you want some Molly? You want some cocaine? You want some blow? You want this? He was like, nah, I'm good with the weed that I got. I'm good with my vape. He was like, come on. And then Kevin, I said, please don't. Please don't. This fool went on ahead and said, fuck it. I do it. Took a Molly and dousing it with some beer and doing rematches with the game, you know, and he coming up the steps or whatever. He's so fucking high and the stuff fucking it with his stomach that he throws up. I said, oh, Kevin, I don't like the way that this is going for him, because Kevin was one of the most innocent little boys when we first started, and now he's turning into something else, and I don't like it. That teenage angst, I don't know. What did I say? Y'all know, let me tell you something. If y'all don't understand the way that I'm recording, if you can't tell, like, I watch a little bit and then I start talking about it so I won't forget certain parts. But, yeah. So that's exactly what Tiffany did. Went and fucked Corey. Okay, I said, girl, really? But then again, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad because, you know, Emmett was a hoe, and it's like, what goes around comes around. And that's what happened. I mean, it ain't right. It ain't right, you know, but, you know, it's a tit for tat. It's off of emotion, and I understand it. You know, not Dre, but Nina was talking to Mr. Massage Boy and basically was telling him, you know, you better do my girl right, okay? That's all she wants. She wants somebody to spend lifetime with and to do her right. And he was like, that's what I'm doing, okay? I ain't doing nobody but her. And baby, Douda, I'm scared. I already told y'all that. He comes out the building and the cops drive past, just staring him down. I said, I don't like this. I don't like this. He going up there with Rose talking about something. You know you done fucked up, right? I said, girl, get the menace of the society out of here. But he was like, this what you signed up for? She was like, no, bitch, this ain't what I signed up for. He said, yes, bitch, it is. I said, you know what? No. She said, we put in all this work and this is not what I meant, okay? He was like, well, this is what you got, okay? And we got Kevin. He didn't get sent home from the goddamn tour, okay? because he was too high and drunk. Keisha is telling him, why are you fucking up an opportunity? You out here going on a college tour when I supposed to have been in college, okay? And you getting the opportunity right about now and you messing it up, you know? And so they still had their brotherly sisterly bond because she's not going to tell their parents on him. He do go with them to I guess they just said that he was, you know, made the excuse saying that he wasn't feeling well. That's why he came home early. And, you know, they wound up going to her sonogram appointment to see the baby and how, you know, everything was doing with the baby, and, you know, the heartbeat is strong, and, you know, asked that they want to know the sex of the baby, and she said no. You see that Keisha probably gonna end up wanting to keep the baby. You know, she's going through so many emotions at this point. I just got a feeling like she want to keep the baby, you know, because of the vetting that she's doing for these couples and all this stuff. And it's like, as long as it has one caring parent, why do you? I don't know. I don't know. She got a lot of stipulations of what she wants the parents to be like. So I don't know. But we see Trig, he had to stop the cops from taking Man, the guy that was, you know, sweeping up the shop in episode 1, who we clearly tell has like a mentally delayed. He's a little mentally delayed. From getting beat up by the cops, you know. And I was like, I'm so thankful that Trig was there, because they would have fucked him up. And that's what been one of the main issues, is how the police deal with people that have mental illness. And you can't, sometimes you can't tell, but if somebody is, you know, they're reacting a certain way, it's because sometimes it's not always because they want to resist. It's sometimes they're not mentally there. They have a autism, or they have some other form of mental illness. You just don't know, and you can't just be beat down on people just to be beaten down on people. Meanwhile, Jada was up in the bed with Mr. Massage Boy, and he noticed a lump on her breast. She was like, don't worry about it. I get it. It's a lump that's been there for years. I get it checked out every year. I go get a check that'll make you happy. He was like, yes, that would. And I was like, oh my God, he's being very concerned and caring. Maybe he really do care for her, because he said, you know, she's like no other person that he's ever been with. That's what he told Nina. Bitch, she goes to, I'm sitting here tweeting. I'm like, Jada better not. Jada better not. Girl. Ladies, this is why it's important, and men, we got to do self-examinations, and if we feel something that's strange, please go to the doctor right away, okay? Even if it might come out benign, it'll save your life, okay? Because now they're trying to see what stage of the cancer. Jada got breast cancer. And y'all know how I feel about cancer. I got somebody that's going through that shit right now. Oh my God. I said, no. This season is just about to do me in. Goddamn. Goddamn. Oh my God. That was the Shy, y'all. It's really good. It's really good. Tiffany, Jada reacted the same way I would react, bitch. Jada just bust out crying, okay? She's screaming, crying. Is there anybody that you need me to call? Bitch, let me get myself together. Let me get this cry out first, okay? But anyway, that was the episode of The Shy. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. Peace.